California. And we're doing Ripley's, believe it or not. This is our third one in the United States. I do want to say that today is February 7th when we're filming this episode on the Ripley's, believe it or not. Mainly because on February 9th, in 2 days, it is officially the Oscars here in Hollywood. This is the prep for it. It's coming. I turn around and staring right up at me is Sissy Spacek, Carrie White from the movie Carrie. And not too far up the street from her is Rod Serling from Twilight Zone. Michael Keaton and Beetlejuice. As we showed Michael Keaton, might as well show Jack Nicholson, who was the best Joker ever. I'm sorry, Heath Ledger was cool. Jack Nicholson was great. There's Quentin Tarantino. Of course, we gotta get Godzilla in here. And it makes sense being in LA. The Doors. That right there is the Dolby Theater where the Oscars are gonna be held in 2 days. They still got a lot of work to do, but not too bad. Jessica's on the phone with her mom doing a FaceTime.
Say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
All right, Disney's Hollywood Studios, you ready for this? You ready for this? Here is the real Grom's Chinese Theater. Look at this thing. It's massive! There is so much to look at, and there really is a ton of handprints and everything on the ground. But check this out. Ready? It's like flying in like an airplane. Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice, Batman, the founder of McDonald's. Welcome to Castle Plunkett. Now, if you get that movie reference, you're cool in my book. Here's a little stone here devoted to Carrie Fisher. Very cool. Okay, since I showed Carrie Fisher, for all you Star Wars fans, here's something for all you Star Trek fans. Everybody from William Shatner to Leonard Nimoy, you name it, it's on this giant concrete slab. Back to where we began. Let's get inside Ripley's, believe it or not. Now, I said that this is our third Ripley's in the United States. The first one was St. Augustine, and then we did Orlando. Tonight, right now, we're taking you inside Ripley's, believe it or not, Hollywood.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. A bad luck's always coming my way.
As soon as we walk in, we're greeted by C-3PO and R2-D2. It makes sense, it's just fitting. I'm in a Star Wars kind of mood. In every Ripley's we've been in, Robert Wadlow, who's 8 foot 11 inches, has always been standing. But tonight, Mr. Wadlow is sitting. And right beside him, Trump. And his hair is straight. All right, Jessica, Robert Wadlow is 8 foot 11 inches. Go ahead and put your feet on there. Let's see how tall you are. You good? Here we go. Up, up, stand up straight, straight, straight. There you go. Get the hair. Yeah, I'd say about 5'4", 5'3", 5'4".
Yeah, 5'4".
No longer on the sidewalk with the rest of the stars, but there's Mary Pickford, Douglas Fairbanks, and Sid himself in here for safekeeping.
If you look really closely, there's barely any imprint left anymore because it's worn away so much over time and with weather. So it's really cool that Ripley's was able to preserve it here in their museum.
All right, so I think Ripley's in Hollywood is probably my favorite place in the entire world. Well, out of the 3 Ripleys that we've seen, they have Alfred Hitchcock's Director Guild of America medallion for his 1960 thriller, Psycho. And check this out, an actual check signed by Alfred Hitchcock. That's Bad Moody. And check that out, busting out of the wall is the Queen Mary, which launched in 1934. How fitting for Hollywood. They have a Stars Remembered section here. Basically, it's newspaper cutouts from whenever famous people die. Check this out, newspaper clipping. Vincent Price dies at 82, was one of Hollywood's most versatile actors. Again, something Hitchcock. Suspense film master, Hitchcock dies. Crazy. They even have one here for Fred Gwynne, who played Herman Munster in The Munsters. Here's a little clipping for The Bride of Frankenstein. Oh, wow, would you look at that? Here's a newspaper clipping from when Heather O'Rourke died. The little girl from Poltergeist. Carol Ann! And here's another one for The Munsters, this time for Yvonne DiCarlo. Newspaper clipping for the death of Fay Wray from King Kong. Here's a clipping for Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched. And right below her, Agnes Moorehead, who played Endora. How crazy is this? I've been running Jessica so much all over California filming that she takes a break because her feet are hurting.
My back.
And your back, right next to a woman who does the foot binding. Well, a little display for her. Jessica, rest as much as you want. That's where they talk about it. What is it called? The lily foot?
I've never heard it called that, but there's foot binding, yeah.
That's crazy. There's an ancient Egyptian mummy foot. It says, believe it or not, this foot mummified around 2000 BC once belonged to the body of a young priestess who lived during the 12th dynasty. That's cool. Hey Jessica, if you look over here, it's a Cyclops lamb. You know what, lamb? You're the one I love. You want to see what a cow hairball looks like? Wait for it. Wait for it. That's disgusting. Ripley's is not complete without an authentic vampire kit. And while we're at it, let's throw in a hand-painted vampire bat. Just to be honest, Ripley's, we're not fans of the things that you have to pay for once you're in here and you pay for a ticket. It just does not seem right. But how cool is this? The Hollywood Special Effects Warehouse. Basically, you can shoot monsters and dolls and other weird stuff. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like this Ripley's, believe it or not, compared to St. Augustine in Orlando, it's pretty dark and grim. There is just something super, super cool about a revolving skull. Just look at that art. Crazy, right? Now, I've never seen this before. Shark tooth armor. And my gosh, that is a pufferfish helmet. Can you imagine being headbutted with that thing? Here's an actual samurai warrior armor, worn and now on display here in Ripley's. You know how I feel about Hitchcock. Turn the corner and I see this beautiful masterpiece made out of birds. Well, not real birds, it's painted birds in the shape of Alfred Hitchcock. You know, because he did the birds. Also Psycho, which is depicted here, but he did birds, which terrified me when I was a kid. And it was filmed in Bodega Bay, which is like Northern California. Right now we're in Southern California, and I'm rambling. Why? Because it's Hitchcock. Alright, things are getting crazy. There's a two-faced calf, a two-headed duck, a Siamese lamb, stomach stones. This guy up here, I'm not entirely sure what's going on. It's like some sort of weird, twisted Cirque du Soleil thing. And again, more cow hairballs. Hey Jessica, what is with this place and cow hairballs? Don't they know they're disgusting? I think that's the point though. Jessica and I were just talking, we've never seen a two-headed bird. There's one right there. I bet you're wondering, how on earth does one get a two-headed multi-limbed calf? You gotta be Ripley's for that to happen. They get everything. I want this in our house.
Wow.
Remember what I was saying about this plane being dark and spooky and grim and whatnot? Here's a mummified cat and a mummified rat.
Did you read the sign beneath it? It said that they lived in Egypt over 2,000 years ago. That's old.
It's Hollywood. Of course they would have a celebrity autograph matchbook collection. Let's take a closer look. Immediately, Jessica notices Vincent Price. That's how you can tell she's my wife. Spooky. There's Piper Laurie, who played Carrie White's mother in Carrie. They're going to see her dirty pillows. Just saying. Oh, check it out. Here towards the bottom is Kirk Douglas. He just died recently. Most of the names on here we never heard of, but it does have a very old school Hollywood sense of feeling to it, which I really appreciate. This is pretty cool in my book. They also have a wall devoted to classic Brown Derby portraits, which is very neat. I mean, there's a bunch of them here lining the wall. Now this is kind of unique. You kind of really have to pay attention to it, but depending on which way the light shines, you can see Brad Pitt, and then it goes back to Angelina Jolie. Kind of like that Dracula poster that the billboard that we've been seeing on the internet. Crazy, right? It's the same picture, but with different light sources. Alright, so this place is amazing. 1939, this is an actual brick from the Yellow Brick Road. Right above it is a monkey's cape. How crazy is that? In the case as well, they have a signed script of Pirates of the Caribbean. It's the cast signature. I see Keira Knightley, and I also see Johnny Depp's there, and Jeffrey Rush. And check it out, Orlando Bloom. How crazy cool is this? That's an actual piece of cool from the Titanic, and right next to it, this newspaper article, it's an advertisement to buy tickets for the Titanic. Who would have known? History.
So, Ripleys, you know we love you, and people love coming to you. And we know you have a warehouse full of stuff that you could fill a million Ripleys, believe it or not, on throughout the world. And on whatever. But it's a little saddening for me to walk into a room like this where there's not really anything you can do in this room, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 machines that you can put money into to do little carnival activities. Now that wouldn't be so bad, but this is now the 3rd room I have entered where there was at least 2 pay-to-play machines in. So in total, I think I've come across 12, and I'm not even halfway through your exhibit.
This next room, it's like the Ripley's Believe It or Not award show. All kinds of different characters in there. We're gonna do this all in one long shot. As soon as we walk in, Ripley's Believe It or Not award show. The Strangest Face award goes to JT Sailors. Hi, JT Sailors. You have the strangest face. And good old Candlehead agrees. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with you. Award for the ugliest face goes to Grace McDaniels. Dressed as Snow White. Fair enough. Next, we got award for the strangest piercing, Sarah Discwearer. How you doing? Over here, award for the thinnest person, Edward Hagner. Crazy cool. How you doing, Edward? Nice to meet you. Over here, achievement award, General Tom Thumb. My God, boy. Oh, sir, I'm sorry. You are rather small. How you doing? Let's keep going. Oh, wait a second. We saw her in Orlando. Nice to meet you again. And right next to you, over here, and hello to you. The Human Lizard Award. You know, I thought about getting a face tattoo. I think about it quite a bit. Okay, I lied. I thought that was it. But there's actually more people here in the award show. Award for the most eyes. What? No. That's crazy. What else do we got? Award for the heaviest man, Walter Hudson. Fair enough. Award given. This is cool. 16mm film portrait of Betty Page. The portrait is made entirely out of 16mm film, called Ghosts in the Machine. We have entered a room where they actually have Christopher Reeve's actual Superman cape on display. Hey Jessica, do you want to hear a bad joke? What's the opposite of Christopher Reeves? Christopher Walken. This one spinning right here in the middle of the room is Dean Cain's official Superman suit. As it spins around very slowly. I'm talking really slow. There it is. They have a little section here devoted to George Reeves' Superman, who was shot and killed at his home in Pasadena. There's his cape. Murder is still unsolved.
Well, and you know, it's the stuff of Hollywood that actually happened in Hollywood, and it sounds like a Hollywood tale, but it really happened. Supposedly, he was found naked in his bedroom by guests of his. He was having a small gathering and it was 2 a.m. And the detectives also found bullet holes in his floor of the bedroom and bruises on his body and shell casings everywhere. And he was apparently known to be a jilted lover of a big executive and very overly possessive of his fiancée.
And again, only in Hollywood, but 1933 King Kong, they have an actual prop torch. That's Kong booty. Alright, before I show you the full scale about what I'm looking at, you need to know something. Minas Tirith Matchstick model. 24,000 domino size wooden blocks, 420,000 matchsticks, and get this, 10 gallons of wood glue. And it took the man 3 years to make it. But this is the final masterpiece. Or it's the matchstick piece, you would call it. And like God, George Clooney overlooks this town. Alright, behind the Hard Rock Cafe in Orlando, they have a piece of the Berlin Wall, but it looks nothing. I'm talking nothing like this. This is cool. Just check out how massive this thing is. Right? It's insane. It's huge. Cars meets Star Wars. What I mean by that, it is car parts made into Star Wars figures. Here's Darth Vader. Over here, we got this guy. I don't know what his name is, just to be honest. I mean, I really don't. But he looks really cool. I know he's like from the Attack of the Clones, right? I think so. And over here, a stormtrooper of sorts. But the real gems in this collection is right here. Peter Mayhew, who played Chewbacca, that's his handprint. This giant Carrie Fisher made out of buttons, computer keys. You can push her buttons, as you probably get mad.
What are you waiting for?
Oh man, this is amazing. An actual prop, a C-3PO special effects head from Star Wars. That's bad booty. Alright, I cheated. I looked. Inside the vault here is all Marilyn Monroe. Hey Jessica, if you get on that, does the air kick up?
There's a button.
Do it. The classic Marilyn Monroe pose. And she's not wearing a dress, which is fine. Go ahead, hit the button.
Marilyn here. Oh, one moment, please. I'm rinsing my face. I was meant to do this 15 times after every wash. I never need to clean.
Alright. Ha! Here's some shoes and dresses owned by Marilyn Monroe. And right in the center of them all, her signature and her footprints. Over here in the corner they have Marilyn's glass slippers and some, I repeat, I quote, some of her sexy lingerie. Times were different back then. It's not really that sexy, is it? Marilyn Monroe's spotted bikini. Here's a nightcap owned by Marilyn. She would wear that when she was sleeping. Over here in the corner, they have more of Marilyn's clothes, including this hand-knit cardigan sweater that she wore during a photo shoot in 1962 at Santa Monica Beach. It is believed, well it is said, that is the last picture she had ever taken was wearing that sweater right there. Crazy cool. Walking into this room, my very first thought was, man, this is like something straight out of Indiana Jones. And then, I see Indiana Jones. Yep, Hollywood. Alright, things are getting weird. There's a skull right next to a penis sheath that kind of looks like some sort of weird shamanistic elephant. We'll just go with that. History. Alright, I'm really liking that Hollywood here is bringing their skull game, because you know what, not only do they have skulls here, but they have them properly displayed in very cool, grim ways. Hey Jessica, I think you should go stand over there on this platform.
Sure, husband of mine.
I know you know what's going to happen, but it's going to crack me up regardless. Wait, what?
I think it's broken.
That's all it was? Hey, jump up and down on it or something.
No, it's broken.
Oh. Alright, well, I was hoping it was going to scare her very good. But nope. But it's pretty neat though. Check it out. What's going on, man? Hit the button. Oh! Up there! Hit it again! Oh, that just makes my day.
That's funny.
The key to Hollywood given to Michael Jackson for his many musical records, including most Grammy Awards in 1 year, 8 in 1984. Mainly because of Thriller. Oh, we love Thriller. For all you musicians out there, would you play a flute made out of human bone? I would. So I can tell that that's David Bowie. And the sign says it's David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust from Broken Records. But he kind of looks like a dead zombie. Which is the same thing, right? A dead zombie, zombie dead, interchangeable. In a case next to James Brown's suit, they have Elvis's eyebrow tinting kit. Interesting. And right above it, a lock of his hair. Hey Jessica, did you see this? It's a portrait of Elvis made from dead butterflies. Again with the dead things, Ripleys, what gives? Not complaining. Not complaining. I turn the corner and there's a monkey staring back at me. And it turns out it is a mannequin of Bubbles wearing the Bad tour jacket from Michael Jackson. Alright Jessica, we've been to 3 Ripley's, believe it or not, auditoriums now. St. Augustine,
That is just 3?
Orlando, and Hollywood.
Well, together.
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you think of Hollywood?
I actually really liked it. There was a lot of memorabilia from different stars that I've never gotten to see before, and I always enjoy that kind of thing and all the creepy stuff made from moving bone and things like that. I get a little annoyed when I come across like the pay-to-play machines, but it was really kind of only in the first half, I think, and since I didn't see them again, I was able to like relax and enjoy it. So I actually did enjoy it in the end.
Did you have a favorite part?
Marilyn, I think, actually. I've never seen so much of her actual memorabilia before. This was a first for me.
I absolutely loved it. I would have to say the Marilyn stuff is probably my favorite as well, including the sweater that she wore in her very last photo of her.
That is such a famous piece of clothing. So very famous, yeah.
I kind of wish that it being Hollywood and it being right here in the middle of everything movie related. I thought that, I was kind of hoping that they would have a lot more, but the Marilyn sweater and the matchbooks have to be my favorite. The matchbooks kind of remind me of like what an old school Hollywood would be. Like if I were to meet somebody famous, I'd want to have them sign a matchbook. That's like, that's cool, right?
That's cool.
Well, thank you, Ripleys, again, for having us. We enjoyed it. Third time's the charm. It was good. We look forward to more of the auditoriums. Until next time, stay grim. And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Every day of the year.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.